right, hello everyone. 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist Tyler Moore here with you on this Friday afternoon. Gonna want to get you ready for any weekend plans that you have. We do have a weather system heading our way that's going to bring some messy weather for Saturday and then some cooler temperatures and some really strong winds for Sunday. So we're going to break it down from a beautiful evening today all the way through the weekend. Hopefully we'll get you prepared. Hopefully it doesn't ruin too many of your plans, but there is a lot to get to. Let's first start off with the good. Well, out there right now, looking good at St. Pete Beach, the Bellwether Beach Resort camera looking good. Sunshine, a couple clouds mixing in here and there, but the waters are looking pretty good. We've had seas around 2 feet for today. They're going to get pretty choppy as we work our way into the weekend too, because we are going to be seeing, again, those winds start to pick up with this system heading our way. Temperatures out there right now, these are looking pretty good, sitting at 80 degrees. Let me know where you're watching from. What does it feel like as you step outside? Are you feeling good with the warm temperatures we have now? Are you looking excited for that cool down heading our way? Also, let me know if you got any weekend plans. Hopefully we can touch on some of those, and any questions you have about the forecast, feel free to drop that in here. I got some of the questions up here on Facebook. I can see some of them coming in from Teresa, Jeff, and Allison. We'll start to answer some of your questions here in just a couple seconds as we kind of dive into the forecast here just a little bit further. Here's the temperatures right now. We're sitting at 84 in Wesley Chapel, 83 in Brooksville, 80 exactly in Tampa, and also 80 in Sarasota. You can see right along the water, we're closer to near 80 to the upper 70s, and you got more low to middle 80s as you head inland. Now, the reason why I'm talking about what we have right now for the storms we have coming up is because we're kind of priming the atmosphere right now. We have a lot of moisture moving in. You can feel the humidity, and you can also see a couple of the fair weather clouds popping up too. That's an indication that we have some more humidity working into the area, as we do have some afternoon clouds popping up, even a couple spotty little specks of green there. That's a couple isolated rain showers, and this is all ahead of a system heading our way. You can see just a couple little rain showers towards the Nature Coast, and one trying to pop up near Lakeland too. We could see a couple of these mainly inland towards Highlands and Polk County for the rest of this evening. Probably the best chance to pick up an isolated rain shower. But on the bigger picture, what you can see is this larger system that's heading our way. So there's actually another low pressure system way off to the north, and it's trailing a cold front behind it. This front isn't moving very fast, but what we have happening is another area of low pressure is developing along this front, and it's going to start to get going a little bit more and kind of develop more of a warm front and then a cold front as it develops along this frontal system, and then it's going to move off to the north and east, and then behind that is when the cold front sweeps through for us. So it's going to take some time. About 24 hours from now, this front that's sitting just off to our west will finally move through, but that is going to bring some stormy weather with it as well. You can see some clouds generally running off to the east and west right now, but we'll stay mainly on the sunny side for the rest of today. So, okay, let's break it down hour by hour. You can see the small chance for a rain shower mainly inland throughout the rest of this afternoon and evening. As we put it forward in time, what you're going to notice is the low pressure starts to track off to our north. We're staying mainly dry through tomorrow morning. So your Saturday morning plan is not looking bad. We could see a couple leftover rain showers towards the Nature Coast. Then as we work our way towards the second half of the day, that's when we see more activity start to roll in towards our area. So the front is now just off the coast, and as it progresses closer, that's when we're going to see those storm chances start to increase. So here we are, afternoon hours, right around 2 p.m. Temperature is going to be sitting at 78 degrees in Tampa. Maybe an isolated rain shower popping up inland. I think that's overdone. Most of the action still by 2 p.m. is going to be out over the Gulf. As we work our way forward in time, look what happens as that front starts to approach. By about 4 or 5 p.m., that's when our rain chances are going to start to increase. And notice a couple of these circles of red that are along the front. That's the potential for some stronger storms. There is some wind shear in the atmosphere that could produce some rotation. So we're talking about the chance for maybe an isolated waterspout over the water, and then that could turn into a brief weak tornado as it does move inland with some of these showers and storms. Now, some of the models are indicating some weakening right now. This is one of our in-house models. There's the HRRR, which is another short-term model, also showing indicating some weakening as some of these storms start to work in towards 5, 6, 7 p.m. Depending on the timing there, it could be off about an hour or two, but generally from 5 p.m. to about 8, 9 p.m. is probably going to be the greatest rain chances around the Tampa Bay area, and again, some of those could be on the stronger side once again. We'll kind of break down some of those storm threats here in just a second, but once the front moves through, Saturday night, Sunday, we're actually going to see some pretty nice weather overall. It's going to be breezy and cool, but at least we'll get more sunshine to mix back in compared to what we'll see for Saturday. So you can see these arrows here on the map showing those strong winds out of the west and out of the northwest. Now, Sunday morning, we're here about 9 a.m. You're seeing there are a couple clouds on the backside. Sometimes on these low pressure systems that pass by, you can get some low cloud cover that can produce some sprinkles, and we could see just a little bit of that for Sunday morning. But then by Sunday afternoon, I do think we do see more sunshine and then just those cooler temperatures and breezy winds to go along with it. So let's break down that severe potential. So again, it's not overly high, but there is the chance that one or two storms could be on the strong to severe side. The greatest risk is actually off towards the northern half of the state, towards the Panhandle, mainly Nature Coast, further off to the north to say about as far north as Jacksonville and Tallahassee. That's kind of the zone here in the yellow. That is a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather. As you head further south, the risk does decrease, but still in the Tampa Bay immediate area, we're looking at a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. So you might be wondering, well, what exactly are we looking at here? And it's primarily damaging winds and again that isolated chance for a waterspout or a brief tornado to work through the area. So if we break it down category by category, here is kind of the risk assessment that we have for your Saturday. So the good news is we don't have a hail threat at all. This is put out by the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see there's no percentage or no category risk for any severe hail potential for tomorrow. What there is the potential for are some of those strong, gusty, damaging winds. You kind of see those with some of the Boeing segments, most likely, if we do get some of those storms to hold together. And then that isolated chance for a tornado, too. Now, notice there's some shading going on here. This browner color for the wind damage is less of a chance than the yellow. So as you head further north, you're going to see the higher risk for some wind damage. And same thing with the tornado threat. We're mainly looking along and north of I-4, and again, these are lower end chances. We're talking about a 2 and a 5% chance in these areas, so very low risk for a tornado, but the chance for it is still there through the afternoon hours Saturday. So just keep that in mind as you're working through Saturday afternoon. Maybe you got plans, you're getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday, maybe getting some grocery shopping done. Keep in mind that those storms could roll in and bring in some pretty gusty winds, and again, that chance for an isolated waterspout as well. Got a lot of questions popping up here. Stephanie's asking, downtown St. Pete Saturday night art walk. Depends on the time frame there. If it's later Saturday night, Stephanie, I do think we could start to dry things out, but the mid to late afternoon hours around dinner time, if you're trying to get out then, we're probably going to see a pretty good chance for some storms around the area, about a 60 to 70% chance. Jane is asking, when will it hit East Sarasota? You're probably looking again that same time range from as early as I'd say 5:30 to as late as 8 p.m. I think is kind of that window. For Sarasota, I would hedge more towards that 6:30 to 8 p.m. time frame for some of those storms to roll through down in Sarasota. Melissa is asking about Highlands County. For you guys, it's going to be a little bit later, probably closer towards 7, 8, 9 p.m. as that front rolls through. Just because you live further inland, it's going to take more time for that front to push in from the west, but the risk is still there, although it is lower in Highlands County, again, because you're further south than where that risk was. But you're still going to see a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but if you live towards the Nature Coast and further north of Tampa, that's where the risk will be higher. Let's see what else we got here. Robert's watching from Detroit, Michigan. Can't help you there, Robert. Hopefully at least you're enjoying the view of the water and the warm temperatures that we're having here. Carmen was asking, was thinking of going to Clearwater Beach to take my dog tomorrow. When will it be bad and when will the weather start? So I'm thinking for Clearwater, you might have an isolated rain shower in the morning, but I think you do have a pretty good break from the mid to late morning hours into the early afternoon hours. So if you can go, maybe take the dog right around lunchtime or so, I do think that's probably the best time frame to go and get a walk in with the dog anywhere really across Tampa Bay or Clearwater or St. Pete. All right, let's go through the wind now just a little bit. We'll answer more of your questions here in just a second, because once the storms roll through, we're still going to deal with some of the breezy winds across the area. So this is a look at the winds out there right now. At least the computer model is generating wind gusts close to 25 miles per hour. You probably feel that as you step outside. And then as we work our way into tomorrow, those winds are actually going to increase a little bit more ahead of that front. So you're going to get a strong wind out of the south, probably gusting close to 30 to 35 miles per hour for your Saturday afternoon. And then as we go into Sunday, that front pushes through, and notice the wind direction shifts, and it's all out of the west. What that does for us is there's nothing over the water to slow down some of these wind speeds. So you're going to get a strong wind for a lot of the coastal areas, probably pushing close to 40 maybe even 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts, not out of the question. So it's going to be breezy. We'll have to watch that for the Skyway Bridge, too, with some of those strong winds on the backside of this low-pressure system. Even after the rain ends, they're still going to be dealing with some winds that are pretty strong, sustained close to 30, gusting in that 40 again to 45-mile-per-hour range. So it is going to be breezy on Sunday, even after the storms end Saturday night. Those winds also bring cooler temperatures. So here we are for tomorrow, close to the upper 70s, near 80. Look at Sunday and Monday, and we're hanging out in the 60s for highs, probably upper 60s across most of the area. And then it's a quick warm-up into next week. So we get this quick cool shot of air on the backside of the low-pressure system, this cutoff low that's going to bring some cooler air south. And then by the middle of next week, we're back above average in the upper 70s and lower 80s. So just a quick dip of temperatures Sunday, Monday. Monday morning lows and Tuesday morning lows are going to likely be in the 40s across a lot of the area. Tuesday afternoon is nice, but Tuesday morning, if you're heading the kids out the door early on Monday and Tuesday, keep in mind that the heavier jacket is probably what you're going to want as they step outside for those morning hours. But tonight we're going to stay pretty mild. Temperatures, because of all the humidity we have in the air, that strong breeze out of the south only dropping into the upper 60s, cloudy skies for this evening. Again, any plans for your Friday evening? You can see right here they're looking pretty good, maybe a 10-20% chance of an isolated rain shower. If you live north of Tampa Bay, those rain chances will be closer to 30-40% for tonight, but overall it's not looking awful. We talked about if you want to take the dog out towards Clearwater, maybe you want to hop on the boat for a little bit before some of those storms roll in for your Saturday. We are looking at a moderate chop on the bay. Winds pretty gusty out of the south and seas around 2 to 3 feet. They get really big Sunday. We could see waves probably over 5 to 7 feet in some areas Sunday because of how strong those winds will be out of the northwest. So if you do want to try to get out by the water tomorrow, midday is probably the time frame to do it. I would try to get off the beach by 2 or 3 just to give those storms some respect as they start to move in by later in the day. Here's the forecast for tonight, 68 degrees for a low temperature, again staying warm and muggy, about that 30% chance for rain shower, again mainly north of Tampa for tonight. Here's that hour by hour for tomorrow. So a lot of you have been asking about kind of what you can do during the day on Saturday. Here's kind of the time frame of what we're looking at here. So morning hours, you're seeing about a 20-30% chance. I do think there could be some leftover activity really during the early morning hours on Saturday. And then I think we get a pretty good break from 9 a.m. through, the early to mid-afternoon hours. And even during the morning hours, if you're waking up extra early, I expect most of the area to be dry. We're not going to see a ton of sunshine. I think we will see some sun to mix in, especially if you live further south of I-4. Further north, you might hold on to a little bit more cloud cover, but we'll still call it mostly cloudy for most of the day tomorrow. Temperatures upper 70s near 80, and then you can see really that higher chance for those storms. It doesn't really push in until 5 p.m. and closer towards 8 p.m. in the evening. So that's kind of the realistic timeline we're looking at here for temperatures and those storm chances, as well as we'll stay one more day on the warmer side near 80 for tomorrow before those temperatures really do knock down on Sunday. Dennis is saying hello from Kentucky. Hello, hopefully you're enjoying it up there. Got a couple people from Kentucky tuning in right now. Let's see what else we got here. When will it hit Polk County or Lake Wales? Similar time frame for Highlands County. We're talking more past 7 p.m. most likely for a lot of our interior counties. But maybe as early as 6 if that front does move a little bit quicker there. Let's see what we got here. Nancy's watching from Tampa. Hello. Allison says very warm and humid currently in Bradenton. Yeah, you can feel that across most of the area. Dew points are in the upper 60s, close to 70. It's warm. High temperatures today are back in the mid to lower 80s. So it's been a pretty warm afternoon out there overall. So let's kind of go to the 7-day because I'll show you the weekend forecast one more time here. So this is kind of looking at both days. If you're trying to make some plans. So again, you can see about that 60 to 70% chance of rain Saturday, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. Breezy and humid, staying humid through Saturday. Some clouds might keep temperatures out of the 80s and the upper 70s. That front moves through late in the day. And then notice on Sunday, we're looking at clearing skies, breezy winds again, gusting close to 40, and those cooler temperatures. Lows in the morning hours will start off in the lower 60s, but we only warm a couple degrees. into the upper 60s during the afternoon hours. So only starting in the lower 60s, getting into the upper 60s for highs on Sunday. More sunshine to the afternoon and about a 10% chance for an isolated sprinkle Sunday morning. But really Saturday is going to be the wetter of the 2 days heading our way. I'll show you the 7-day forecast here. So here's that 60 to 70% chance of rain on Saturday. Again, Sunday we're clearing skies out. Monday is a beautiful day. Yes, it's going to still be in the 60s for highs, but plenty of sunshine. That continues into Valentine's Day. Maybe you got some outdoor plans for Valentine's Day, doing a little date idea. Not looking bad with temperatures in the middle 70s. Then we're back close to 80 Wednesday to Thursday before it does look like we get another front late next week and towards next weekend. It kind of seems like the pattern we've been in right now. We're quiet throughout most of the week, and then right as the weekend arrives, we get some activity, and that's what it looks like we'll see for this weekend and potentially for next weekend too. But most of next week is looking fantastic with temperatures in the 60s to start off, but warming into the 80s. So if you're just tuning in right now, I'm just going to show one more time that risk that we are looking at for tomorrow, and we'll go through the timeline just one more time before we hop off and wish you all a great weekend. But here's again that risk map. Level 1 is in this darker green, level 2 is in the yellow, so we're looking at 1 and 2 risk for severe weather, mainly along and north of I-4, damaging winds and the isolated chance for a waterspout or brief tornado to work its way on in. The best timing for that, we'll show you the model here once again. If you're just joining us right now, we'll kind of skip towards tomorrow. Here we go. So this is as the front moves in. Here's 2-3 p.m. Most of the activity still off the coast. I would try to wrap things up for a lot of the areas by 2:33 p.m. as that front starts to move in. Strong winds out ahead of it. As the front slides towards the shore, you get some of these scattered showers and storms. This model is not overly aggressive with these storms, but I do think that there's a chance that some of these hold on to some stronger potential. I'm going to put it back just a little bit here. So this is 5:20. See what we got here closer towards 2 and 3. You can see some of these cells that are off the coast. If some of these hold together, that's going to be that isolated risk for a tornado and some gusty damaging winds as it moves in. The model weakens it. We'll see if that happens. There is the chance that it does start to fall apart. But if some of those storms can hold together, they could bring that severe risk. And then the front really pushes in. Here we are by 6:37, so a lot of people are asking about some of our inland counties, Polk and Highlands County. You can see closer for Lake Wales and Lake Placid. You're talking some of these showers not moving in until probably, let's see here, closer to 7-8 p.m. And notice how it's still weakening. So I do think your highest rain chances for tomorrow, Nature Coast, and then coastal areas, and then maybe slightly decreasing as you head further down to the south and east. So I do think Highlands County will probably see lower rain chances tomorrow evening. If you head towards Citrus County, you're probably going to see the highest rain chances across our area. But still probably a good 50 to 70% chance of storms across most of the area. I think this model is overdoing how fast these storms will weaken as the sun goes down, as we lose some of that heating, but there is still going to be the chance for some showers and storms across a lot of the area. But maybe a couple locations stay dry through Saturday evening, and then there's that colder air moving in on Sunday. You can see temperatures in the corner of the screen there dropping down into the lower 60s during the morning hours, and we're going to stay in the 60s throughout the day on Sunday. So that's it, guys. Really, it's just going to be the big takeaways are the wind the next couple of days from today through Sunday. Really strong winds. That storm potential for tomorrow evening. Watch out for an isolated strong to severe storm. Obviously, we'll be here on 10 Tampa Bay all weekend long. Meteorologist Natalie Ferrari will be breaking down the latest throughout this evening. So we got a full team ready to go to watch some of these storms if anything does pop off for the weekend. But I'll leave you with the 7-day forecast right here. Again, looking good as we head towards next week. Just really a bumpy weekend heading our way. We'll see the chance for storms Saturday, clearing skies on Sunday with those cool